Hello, traders. Welcome. Forex night out in St. Louis. Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the trade tracker I created. Again, this is completely optional if you're trading and you'd like something like this to keep track of your trades, especially if you're in economy or considering enrolling into some type of platform that provides trade signals and you want to be able to keep track of those so you'll know which signals to take and which ones to not. You'll need to know what your closing percentage, win ratio is, and all that kind of stuff. So I created a really cool trade tracker. Primarily, you just need to be on your P's and Q's. If you're in my group, in my team, in the XTRMFX trading group, trading team, very, very important. When you take a trade signal, you need to put it on your trading view chart and map it out so you can visually see it. If you're not doing that, you're messing with yourself. You need to see what it looks like visually after you enter it into your trading software. You need to take the trade, you need to put it on your spreadsheet, you enter it in your trading software, you're going to put it on your spreadsheet, you're going to put it on TradingView, so you have all of those set up. You need to know what you're doing. If you don't know how to use TradingView, YouTube it. There's 1,000 videos out there. If you don't know how to use your trading software, learn how to use it, or you're not going to be able to take these trade signals. The trading software is actually pretty easy to use, especially for those of you who are taking the prop firm challenge. Very, very easy to use. Trade Locker has tons of videos out there on it. So if you're looking for some ways to earn some extra cash, I shouldn't say earn some extra cash. If you're looking for a way to find some cash to trade with and you don't want to use your own, we've got a really cool prop firm that can set you up. Starts at $79 for a $5,000 trading account. Very, very easy to pass. Why? Because we got these expert traders dropping trade signals all day long. And if you copy those signals, you'll probably win some trades and qualify for the challenge. I'm just saying that. Trading involves substantial risk. Let me put up my disclaimer across the bottom of the screen here, right? Disclaimer: trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for everyone. Not all trades result in wins. Do not trade with money that you don't want to lose, can't afford to lose, or if you just don't like to lose, right? Again, trading involves risk. So, and of course, you must be 18 years or older to trade. If you have any questions, text me at 314-498-7688. So disclaimers out the way. I'm going to go back to, I'm just going to leave that floating across the bottom of the screen here. So let's take a look at the trade tracker. I'll explain how I use it, right? How I use it in relationship to the signals that are dropped. When you take the signals, if you're a trader and you just want to add more money to what you're doing, or if you're a busy professional and you want to add more money to what you're doing, or if you're a beginning trader and you want to earn while you're learning, this is definitely a way to do it. Again, disclaimer: not all trading involves risk, and substantial risk results in loss. Not all trades end up in wins. So just understand that. But the cool thing about it is if you come and hang out with us, we'll teach you how to set everything up to minimize and mitigate your risk. We'll do all that for you. So, but you've got to show up to play. So let me hit the share screen here. I'm going to show you how this works for all my peeps who are requesting copies of this. So this is one of my famous Google Sheets that I use. Right. And this is what I'm tracking right now for the month of April. This is my US 30 trades that I'm taking out of our Plato's Trade Ideas, is one of the verticals that you get when you enroll into our academy. So you can get access to this awesome deal when you enroll into the academy. If you want to know more about it, feel free to shoot me a text message. We'll set up a Zoom and I'll walk you through and show you everything you get. So this is just April. I was doing March. I just moved into April because this is fine. This down here is the most recent US 30 trade that was put in. It hasn't finished yet. It's still running. But I wanted to show you this. Here, this scroll. Actually, it's this one right here. Right over here on the right-hand side of the screen, you're going to see it says sell US 30. And it was in at 1:50 p.m. yesterday, 1:57. So I'd come in here and I'd put sell US 30, 1:57 p.m. and I would put the date. Now, it hasn't completed yet, right? It hasn't hit its TP1. I only tracked it TP1 because TP1 in this scenario has generated 2,400 pips. If you don't know what pips are, that's money. There's a lot of cash in there depending on it. And I just say there's cash in there. There's wins in there. If you would have taken all 11 of these trades so far to 2,400 pips, you would have made some money. For example, if you had a $500 account at a 0.06 lot size, you'd be up just almost double to 500 in less than a month, which is pretty cool. So I think I did the math right there in my head. And then I've tracked my drawdowns to see how far I go in the drawdown. All of this stuff is optional. I wanted to show you this. So I start out, I put my first trade here. Just put a number here because down at the bottom, I have my win ratio, right? And I want to have a win ratio. So if I know I've got 12 trades, I'd put 12 here, it's 100%. say, for example, this one doesn't end up in a win, I would have 12 trades on the top, but I've had 11 wins on the bottom, for example. That's going to change my win ratio to 92%. Right now, number 12 hasn't completed. Number 12 hasn't completed, so we're still running at 100% win, so we've got to wait for that one to complete. So this is how this works. So what I do, right, what I do on this trade tracker is I come in and I put the product that I'm in here, what time the trade signal was dropped, the date, right, the number of the trade if you want to. Now, if you're doing multiples of these, this may not make any sense to you unless you can do math in your head. The maximum pips. Now, I don't put this in here until it actually hits, right, because sometimes we call a book and close early, right? So my drawdown, if you don't know how to figure out your drawdown, I did a video on that in somewhere in the group, in the Facebook group. There's a video and shows you how to figure out what drawdown is, and you can do this on your trading view chart to figure out what your maximum drawdown is. Did it make it to my TP1? Yes or no? And what was my pips on TP1? So it was 350 pips on this first trade. I'm going to put this over here. And as I go down, it automatically adds. It calculates the formula. So I have a total of 2,400 pips earned on these 11 trades so far. It's in the month of April, just in the month of April so far. So this is how this works. Now I put a TP2 over here, completely optional. If you want to go to other TPs, completely up to you how far you want to go. So you can put TP2, you can create another column for 3 and 4 and 5, however far you want to go. That's up to you. You'll have to build that yourself. And again, you'll have to keep track of your formulas. If you're doing multiple different products in here, the win ratio isn't going to really work because I do these per individuals. However you want to work it out, though, it's totally up to you. You can figure out the combination. If you don't know how to use formulas inside of Google Sheets, YouTube it. That's what I did. I learned how to use formulas. It's a simple formula. So I took this one, which is my A3 position, or it's my H5 position, or actually this is equal to D5. So I put equals D5 right here, which is 350. And then of course this formula basically takes this number and adds it to this number. And you can see the formulas pop right up over here. Pretty easy math. You simply put in equals this column plus that column and ends up equal in that column. If you don't know how to do formulas, YouTube it. Very, very simple, but I built all of these in, and all you've got to do as you go down is just drag this down. You need to create another column. You simply come over to the right click on it, and insert row above, right? Come back again, insert row above, creates more space in here. So you can pull this down a little bit as you go and you start to add these in. Again, if you've got a TP2 position, like for example, this particular trade here went to TP2, I just put in 440 with a green. If you want to track TP2, you can. Again, I'm doing US 30. If you want to do gold or JPY or the JP 225 or whichever one you want to track and take trades, you can. Totally up to you how you want to use this. So let's take a look at the trade, the tracker that actually created for you. And again, we'll use this as an example of this gold trade that was just dropped, right? So we have the gold trade. Where are you at, gold? Let's find the gold trade here. Here we are, right? So this gold trade was just dropped at 8:28 a.m. this morning. So I'd come over here and I'd put, it was a sell. So I put sell, right? Gold, 8:28 a.m. That way I know which product I'm looking for. If I have to come back and find it, I'm going to put in today's date, which is 4/26/24, right? And of course, it's my first trade if this is my first one on the sheet. And it booked to 70, right? Because when you come back up here, come down a little bit, it says sell gold, right? Book to 70. If you're not quite sure which product she's talking about, right, you simply click on this and it'll take you back to tell you which product it is so you know which one you're on, because sometimes you might have multiple gold trades open at the same time. So you come back here, you take a look at this, right? It's giving you an idea. It booked to 70, then she just put in here, okay, she booked at 70, but she also closed at 70. So closed at 70, you put 70 right here, right? And let's open this bad boy up a little bit so you can see this, right? It closed to 70. Then you'd have to go over to your chart, over to your trading view chart to figure out what your drawdown is. Did it make it to TP1? I don't know. I haven't looked at the chart yet, but I would need to go over to my chart and put the TP1 position on my chart. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that. That's something you need to learn how to do. So you're going to simply go over to your chart. You're going to see where gold is. You're going to put in your TP position of TP1 of 2330 here, right? TP1 was 2330. Did it make it to TP1? Yes or no. If it was a no, simply put no. Doesn't mean that these pips go away because it didn't make it to TP1. You just need to be able to track that on gold. If you're going to trade, if you're going to take trade ideas for gold, you need to track them so you know what your win to close ratio is. You need to know what your win ratio is. 70 pips is pretty nice. At one lot, that's $700. Right? At a half a lot, that's $350. At a quarter of a lot, that's $175. Right? At an eighth of a lot, it's a half of 175. Right? Whatever that math is that 82 or something? Anyway, so that's a nice little pip. It doesn't have to be big numbers. So let's go back and see, that was the sell gold at 828. Let's go to this one, the US 30, right? This was a US 30 trade. It was taken at 544 yesterday. So I put the same thing in there. I put sell US 30, right? And again, this one happened before the other one. I'm going to put them in order. And I'm only putting these in when I'm taking them, right? Sell US 30. The date was 425, right? I put in the time. Let's see what sell US 30 at 5:44 a.m. This was a good trade. I mean, it happened really fast right after 7:30 news. It took and hit 5:44. I swear I'm hitting keys and nothing's happening. There we go. And that was on 425. 425.24. This bad boy took off. It hit 220 pips. I know that because it's this trade right here. She called a book at 150, which I would have put in first. So she called book at 150 before it hit there. Did it hit TP1? Yes, for 220 pips. The drawdown, it had no drawdown on that one. It had zero drawdown. Or actually, I don't think it had drawdown. 37 pips. It had 37 pips in drawdown. At 37 pips in drawdown. I like to keep track of that. And I just put a little cool green on there for my yes for my win. I've got 220 pips on that particular trade. Again, at one lot size, that's $2,200. At half a lot, that's half the $1,100. At a quarter of a lot, that's $550. So really nice. Matter of fact, she just dropped something down here. Let's see. Just did another trade idea. Come down to the bottom. So if I was to take this gold trade idea right here, right? It's a sell gold at 23.40. It's at 9:10 a.m. So I put in sell gold 9:23 a.m. I'm sorry, 9:10 a.m. 9:10 a.m. And today's date, which is 4/26/24. And I'm just going to wait. So that would be, if I'm doing gold, again, you need to figure out which pair you're going to do because you're going to get all lost in the sauce. You're going to try to take all of these. Totally up to you. You're going to have to figure out the math and your closing ratios. Maybe create another column, one column for gold, one for US 30, and just track your percentage and closing ratios, or create another box down here, maybe one for gold, maybe call this one gold, right? And then copy this and put another one down here for US 30, and then put another one for whichever ones you want to track, but you need to track what you're doing up here in terms of the numbers just to have your closing percentage. You don't have to do this. If you don't want to know what your win ratio is, that's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it. You need to know what your win ratio is all day long. So again, just keep an eye on that. All the formulas are built in. So when you get your next trade, let's say this one hits, right, and it does 440 pips, you'll notice it automatically added it in over here. So you're going to have a running column for what you need. So you don't need to do anything there. Everything is all set up and ready to go. If I put a book column in here, this is just an FYI. You can close at book. If you close at book, then you put the pips here, right? Maybe it doesn't make it to TP1 and you closed at book, and then you put this as a no, right? You want to put that as a no and just leave it white. You want to put this as a no. Let me center that column there for you guys. All right. All right. So basically this is your spreadsheet that you're getting. Very easy to use. You got your percentages boxed down here on the number of trades you've taken. Again, product name, US 30 time, gold time, the date, the trade that you're taking, the max pips you're not going to put in there until it actually gets there. The book you're not going to put in until it gets there. Your drawdown when you figure that out, and you can get all of that basically off of your trading view if you don't know how to calculate drawdown. Again, you need to pay attention to this, especially if you're in a challenge. You need to know what your drawdown is. Now, inside the challenge, again, that's a whole nother thing we'll talk about training, but you need to pay attention when you're taking these trades, which one goes to what, right? I don't take her gold trades. That's just me. I don't take her gold trades, especially if you're in a challenge, because they have a lot of drawdown sometimes, and your challenge isn't going to be able to handle the amount of drawdown on gold that she does. Sometimes she does really, really big trades. So again, you need to manage your challenge if you're taking a prop firm challenge. If you just got a regular broker and you've got a large enough account and you can manage a 250 pip drawdown, then great. So I'm just giving you that, because you can see your stop loss here is 23.55. That's a pretty good drawdown in terms of drawdown for gold. So just keep an eye on that. Again, that's how the spreadsheet works. If you have any questions or you get stuck, just all you got to do is just fill in the blanks and everything should work for you. All the formulas should work for you. Everything's going to work down here. If you want to pull this down a little bit, you simply come to this bottom tab, to the little deal there, and pull it down to the next box, and it'll pull the formula down. If you want to insert another row, you simply come over here, right click it, insert row below or above, and it'll add another row for you. Pretty easy to use. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Love you, appreciate you. Happy trading and happy winning those trades. Remember, TradingView, very important that you plot your trade on TradingView. Put it in your chart, put it on your spreadsheet so you know what you're doing, and make sure you keep track of what trade is what so that you know what your win ratio is. Happy trading.